As the Dublin Shamrocks head into week number 14 of their season, they sit at 6-6, which isn't great, but isn't bad. And to give you perspective, the Cowboys, who are leading our entire division, are tied for the lead with the Seahawks, Bills, and the Ravens at 9-3. And if you want to find us, well, you got to scroll a little bit down here, number 17. You can also tell there's a lot of teams that are sitting at 5-7. There's a whole lot of teams at 6-6, and there's a whole lot of teams at 7-5. There's a lot of movement that can happen. We're in control of our own destiny. We just got to win out. Now, the good news is that we have two receivers that are both doing really well this season, despite our quarterback struggles. He's got about pretty much the same amount of passing touchdowns and interceptions this year, which is not great. Now, Deontay Arnold, again, a massive deep threat. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade a little bit of his route running here. So he gets to 71 there, 78 overall, +1 to deep route, short route, and speed, and then +2 to medium route. This dude's already dumb fast, and now it's going to be 97 speed. That speed boost, I'm here for it. Mclaurin is the guy that we probably should have given the ball a whole lot more than what we've given him so far. So again, route runner for him. He's now an 88 overall. We're going to see what his upgrades are. +1 to awareness, deep route, and short route, and +2 to medium route. Again, an already talented receiver, just got even better. We just got to find some time to give him the ball. Now, as a heads up, a lot of you guys have been asking about sort of episodes and when are they coming, and this is really the reason why I've been working on a draft class. Now, big shout out to Jay Jordan, who had sent me a message on Instagram, said he wanted to make a draft class, and he did make one, but I just wanted to go above and beyond sort of what he did. So I sort of took the shell of what he did, and I put about 2 to 3 hours on top of that, and that's where we are. There's a couple of key players that I want to highlight from sort of like either what he's built or what I have built into this. Ramsay Barnett is listed as the #1 dude. 6'6", 253, 21 years of age out of Boston College, A+ tackle, A hit power, A power moves for right outside linebacker. This guy is probably the unanimous #1 overall pick. You might also notice this guy has the same photo and the same last name. That's because it is his twin brother, Bronco Barnett, 6'6", 260, so a little bit heavier than his brother. A catch in traffic, A- catching, and then A- short route. Another stud who, if you look at where we're slated right now on the left-hand side, we're roughly slated for the 18th overall pick. If that is the case, we're right around where this guy would ultimately fall. But again, we control our own destiny, so maybe we're picking later, maybe we're picking earlier. We'll find out soon. At quarterback, again, there's a couple of guys that really stand out right now. Jimmy Weber and Will Hall are both slated as first-round picks. A+ throw power for both of those guys. Go on the run, break sack, accuracy short, and break sack. So again, similar traits for those guys, but I feel like both of them will be really good. Weber's a lot taller at 6'6", Hall's a little bit shorter at 6'2", but we'll see what they ultimately do with the combine. At running back, there's a couple of options you can see here. Alan Baker, Thomas Silvers, Max Coleman, Walker Jordan, the list goes on. We haven't really had a chance to scout any of these guys, so in the coming weeks as we wrap up the regular season, we'll figure that out. Wide receiver, we scouted a couple of people so far. Rashawn Gresham looks like he's going to be an absolute stud out of Wisconsin. Donovan Fitzsimmons seems to be pretty good. Rashad Edmonds looks pretty good too. Again, we'll keep cranking through these, but I want to know from you guys, what do you think we ultimately need the most? Tight end's a thing of value, or offensive line's a thing of value. If we go ahead and look, we see one guy that we really scouted that's good at Cordell Bush, the left tackle. You look at left guard, center, right guard. Again, we've only scouted minimal here, but some of these dudes maybe aren't as good as we probably thought they might be. So we'll pay more attention to offensive line, but really right guard is our only real good spot. So I'll do my best in the next couple of episodes to show you guys, again, all the people that we both really scouted. And I want to know from you guys, like, what do you really feel is our biggest position of need? There's some holes that we have across the offensive line, as we already touched on. The tight end aspect looks really cool here. You got Luke Austin, we didn't really touch on, but seems to be pretty good if we couldn't get Bronco, even though Luke is slated to be higher. We'll also see how that rolls out. There's a lot of really talented corners, it looks like, in the first round, but again, scouting will tell us if they're good or if they're bad. We're also presented with an injury update here, so big decision. Face Rie, we could bring in, or we could put in Ross Pierce-Barker, who's sort of been his backup and has only allowed 1 sack really, so Rie has a broken collarbone. I don't want him to risk anything. I'm going to go ahead and start his backup because if we can make a playoff run, I need our starting center to be healthy, not sort of wishy-washy on whether he's injured or not. The last real update I want to give you guys before we hop into the game is that you've asked for it. Thad Moss has now been signed from our practice squad and is our backup tight end. Logan Thomas has got him up out of here. I mean, he's playing fullback, but you know, it is what it is. He's still in offense, but Thad Moss will be our backup tight end. Will he get some opportunities today? Let's go find out. So we're kicking off today's game with the ball first against the Chargers in their stadium. What can our offense do? I'm hoping it's something good. And why is McKissick in the game? What are we doing, coach? One of our big goals throughout the rest of the season, and probably for the foreseeable future, is to get Terry McLaurin involved a whole lot more in the offense. I would love to get him 7 to 8 touches a game, Whether that's through passes, whether that's through wide receiver reverses, or whatever we got to do. We need the ball in that young man's hands, that's for sure. That was a great grab there by Sims. He goes across the middle. Again, that's a guy that showed out big in the previous episodes. We need him to keep bringing the heat like he was last time. And what a run by Lindley, picking up 6 down the middle. Lindley also needs about 115 or so yards in today's game to get himself 1,000 on the season. Again, would be a great mark by the young rookie. And he's going on his way right now. The way he's running today, I feel like it's going to happen. Got 1st and 10. We're going to make a couple of adjustments here. Got Sims going there. Sprinkle going out to the edge. Blitz is coming. Hook. That's a lame duck, but we will absolutely take that as Deontay Arnold picks it up and goes all the way down to the 28. Cook has an opportunity to throw his 20th touchdown pass this season. Look, not all rookies are going to come out and ball out of the rookie year. We've got to give this guy some time to shine because the offensive line is not great, and you can see that from the running game too. Because I think if we're being honest, if you look at what Cook has done this year, he's shown some really, really good signs. It's just that whether he hasn't had the time or decision making, those things are going to come, I hope. If not, then, well, we'll figure it out. But for now, we got to work with what we got. And honestly, look at Peyton Manning. His rookie year wasn't that sensational. A lot of interceptions, if I remember correctly. If I'm not remembering it correctly, I'm sure you'll roast me in the comments. But you got to give a young fella some time to ball out. Speaking of that, we got a dot here in Deontay Arnold on an absolute perfect throw by Cook. That's what I'm talking about, young fella. An absolute perfect throw from Cook to Deontay Arnold now puts him at 750 receiving yards on the year. Big fan of that. Cook's out here scrambling. Cook's out here scrambling. Cook is going to get himself into the end zone. Not a touchdown pass, but a touchdown run. We haven't seen him run a lot this season, but he's showing. Again, he's got the legs. He can make it happen. And on that play, he did just that. So with the offense put together, honestly, a pretty good drive. I want to see what our defense can come out here and do. Chase Young again, starting in his 6th game of the season after being injured for the majority of it. He's got an opportunity to shine, and we got to cut Ronald Darby ASAP. I'm gonna be honest, Jimmy Moreland at the James Madison University would have made that play. One day we'll get rid of Darby. It's just not right now because we're not really that deep at corner. Watch for underneath stuff. A lot of pressure coming here. They throw what looks like an absolute Hail Mary. Trey Sanders didn't jump. Honestly, we should be doing some exciting commentary right now about how Trey Sanders is running back, making a crazy touchdown play or attempt to do that. But instead, the young fella didn't jump. Hate to see it. Big play coming in here. We got a sack. Finally, we got to the quarterback. Brailford comes in, getting his 1st sack of the game. So Lee is back to punt for the Chargers, deep in their own territory from the 16. This should give Sanders an opportunity to return one fairly deep, but it's not, honestly, that great of a punt. Not a ton of room for him to work with. And he goes down pretty quickly. So the goal here is, again, another efficient drive. We are on the ropes of getting into the playoffs or being shunned out of the playoffs. I need to make sure it's more of us getting in. So Thad Lindley, take us to the promised land. 2nd and 4 here. Cook again has been efficient today. Finds himself a nice little slant route. We're going to see Sims pick up the 1st down. A little bit of a heavy formation, see what we can do. A lot of you guys want us to use the fullback. We don't believe in that. Efficient so far. 2nd and 8. We're going to put Lindley on a little bit of an underneath route. No one is guarding our best receiver. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take that. Cook to Terry Mclaurin. He's got a rushing touchdown. Now he's got a passing touchdown. I said before, we want to give Mclaurin about 7-8 touches a game if we want to be successful. And count that as another one in the books for him. So the Chargers had a solid drive going. They ended up going 3 and out, and they ended up punting it deep to us in our own territory. So from the 4-yard line, Thad Lindley's got some yardage to pick up. 2nd and 5 again. Going back to the running game. Look at Thad Lindley picking up his best carry of the game, down to 37 yards now. I really do think we have our quarterback of the future. We definitely got our running back of the future. It's really just about making sure we can get an offensive line to, protect and block for both of those guys. Mclaurin across the middle again, showcasing the speed here. I like it. I love it. Mclaurin down to the 41. You guys told me got to give him the ball more. We're doing it. A double-digit lead against the Chargers now would be incredible if we can add to that and put 7 more points on the board here, but we got to do better at blocking. Well, 2nd and 9 action coming up here. Mclaurin again, using him there on the out route. Another big grab down to the 47. Cook has been phenomenal today. A lot of you guys have roasted him in the comments before, but you can't hate. The young fella has been on it today. Even though Thad Lindley couldn't find his run there, the offense has been looking good. And if you've been following the series, the offense has not been the forte. We've had a couple of weeks here and there where they've looked good, but for the most part, they've been a struggle bus. First catch of the season here to the newly signed off of the practice squad, Thad Moss, son of Randy Moss. He's been a great addition to the locker room. The guys have loved him. They've been talking about you going to moss anybody this week. And while he hasn't mossed anybody, the young fella is supposed to contribute, and we're giving him an opportunity in this offense to do that. 1 yard loss there for Thad Lindley. Got a couple of guys here. Wide open. Jeremy sprinkled down to the 10-yard line. What a grab. Inside the 10. An opportunity again to put a 21-0 lead against the Chargers, a team that I thought we might have just been neck and neck against. So they're stopping our run. We're still putting a hurting on them. Book lining up back here again. Looks like a wildcat formation. He's got Lindley coming over. Book's gonna try to hold on to this one. Looking to find a gap. He almost gets where he wants to, but he only really gets 1 yard there. Big opportunity to shine here. 6-yard line. 3rd and goal. You know what play we're running. Cork has an opportunity, and who else does he find but Terry Mclaurin for his 2nd receiving touchdown of the day.
Another one.
This offense is looking incredible today. With presence by Cole Cook to stand in the pocket, people in his face, and he shows that quick draw off there. Look at this again. Guy in his face, quickly releases it, hits his guy in stride. I'm 100% here for that. The Chargers are now in a really tough situation. They're down 21-0 to a team that has really been good defensively today and incredible offensively. They go off with the run. Austin Eckler's had a solid game so far and tries to pick up more yards as he gets a little bit more. Down to the 37 right now. Again, they know time is not on their side here in the first half. They need to get a touchdown to really feel good about what they're doing. And they get another pass to Eckler, who's been active in the receiving game as well this year. You can kind of see what the Chargers are doing. They're getting a good balance of their offense going. Everything's starting to click for him. Eckler's trying to find some gaps, and he finds one to get himself the first down right before the 2-minute warning. Herbert moving up now. Inching on the line a little bit in case they're going up a run in the middle. They go here to Keenan Allen, who we wrap up, but he picks up about 8 before we get him. Another play coming up. Oh no, we left a guy wide open in Keenan Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chargers, they're on the board. The 1.5 left on the clock. We have an opportunity to try to eat a little bit of time, but also try to put some more points on the board because our offense has been great. You don't want to ruin that with a turnover here, however. Cole Cook again, lone guy in the backfield now as he puts his guy into motion. Looks out here rolling a little bit. Looks out an opportunity, looking for some blocks. He's going to get out of bounds after about 8 or 9 yards. 2nd and 2. Arnold was there. I think there might have been pass interference to the defense. We'll see if they ultimately call it, however. That's looking good for us. We're going to end up taking that penalty. It's going to be on Casey Hayward Jr., and we appreciate your contribution to our offense. And really, if he doesn't make that contact, we're probably getting a big first down, maybe even a touchdown right now. Arnold's a playmaker out there trying to make plays, and I think he would have been good. A super late throw, and that one is going to be picked off by Derwin James Jr. So a play that the defense bailed us out, and then a play where we bailed out their defense. You hate to see it. That play, though, was all about timing. The fact that we sat on that route way too long. That guy should have been thrown about 3 seconds earlier. And because of it, one of their best playmakers makes a play as we see one of our guys, Landon Collins, run right by a pick. Chargers are running a hurry-up offense. Trying to get things going as Keenan Allen goes down the middle of the field, and now they're down to the 41. Herbert right now is in a rhythm. We got to keep him out of that. If we get a sack on him, that would be incredible right now.
Oh, watch out, watch out.
Blitz is coming, and we get the sack. What a play. That was a much-needed play by our defense. Obviously, we can sit on a full pass route now. Control the middle. They go for the quick pass to Hunter Henry. We're going to get him at the middle of the field, and they have 1 timeout left. And their big thing is they don't want to turn it over. They want to get into field goal range right now. We want to obviously force a turnover if at all possible. They go to the flats, they get out of bounds, and they're down at the 31. We need something big now. Chase Young come in, get a sack. That right tackle's looking a little tired at the moment. This time they go to Williams, who we stop in bounds, and they're going to have 23 seconds. So with 15 seconds, they're actually going to opt to go for their timeout and go for the field goal here. A little surprised with that. I thought they would have did one more play, maybe going towards the end zone. They say no. They go for the surefire points, and that cuts the lead down to 11. So going into halftime, we gave them a little bit of momentum, obviously, with allowing that field goal to happen off of that really bad interception we threw, but still, a lot of positives for us to take care of and move into the second half strongly. So the Chargers are at it again. They've got a really good drive going. They're at the 50-yard line pretty early here in the 3rd quarter. Our goal is just stop the running game and get a turnover from the passing game. Our goal again is use Chase Young, allow that dude just to go ham right now. 2nd and 8. Young tries to go through the middle, can't really get what he needs to. Hunter Henry's going to get the ball down to the 37. A blitz has got to work at some point. We have got to be able to get some pressure on Herbert. We've had 1 sack on him this afternoon, and really no other pressure outside of that. Look at this. So much pressure on him. He has nowhere to run. Reuben Foster comes in with a half a sack. That's a big loss. A loss of 12 right now for this offense knows that they can't really afford that at this point. Herbert again under center. Watching a lot of their guys. They go underneath to Eckler. We're ready for that one, and we get him pretty quickly. Big play coming up. 3rd and 17. We know we've got to lock up here. Do not allow a first down. Keep them at a field goal. We'll be okay. You go underneath. We got that one ready. This should be out of field goal range. This is a 58-yarder. I don't know if they can actually hit that one. As we suspected, they are not going to go for that. They're going to end up going for a punt here. I feel like it maybe could be a fake. They actually go for it. They're trying to do a coffin corner punt here. It doesn't look like they're going to get quite that. But they go out of the 17. We should be just fine. The goal here is to get some yards. Get that running game going. The running game, we've ran a decent amount today, but we haven't really had quite the yardage we want. But Lindley, again, another big gain for him down to this 38-yard line. You want to start a drive off strong, that's how you do it. Now we've got our guy a little bit closer to 1,000 yards on the season. Lindley again trying to find some room, but the blocking off the edge comes off quickly and gets him after about 4. Second down, 6 yards to go. Full scramble coming in here. Cole Cook sees some daylight. He's going to find that. Gets out of bounds at the 47 now. From the 47 again, Cole Cook under center. Cole Cook got a little bit too crazy there. He ends up getting sacked for a loss of 3. While that wasn't a great sack, that's the first time the Chargers have really gotten to Cole Cook today, so let it slide as an anomaly. Well, halfback screen coming. Lindley again makes a move and gets down to the 48 and pick up of 8. Big third down and 6. Oh, we could maybe force that one in. We were incorrect. Turnover again for the Shamrocks, and the Chargers, they're ready to go. Good fake of the pressure. They faked the blitz. We saw him sit back. We thought we could squeeze it. Again, like earlier, we were incorrect, but a great open field tackle there by Reuben Foster. That could have been a really bad game, but again, we sniffed that one out, saw the screen pretty early, and dropped it for a loss of 3. Herbert again, staying in the flats for most of today. Get his guy to break a couple of tackles, but he still only gets 5. 3rd and 8. Time to finally get some pressure on that quarterback. Jason's going to be our guy off the edge. Swim move has not really worked for him today. They go out of bounds on that one. That's another punt coming up for San Diego, or excuse me, for LA. If you want to get the MVP for anybody really on the Chargers right now, it's probably their punter. He's put us in deep territory multiple times, and all those drives have had some level of success. We've also had some turnovers on a lot of those drives too. Lindley again has been running a lot today. He's had good success. I wouldn't call it great success, but he's done enough to keep the chains moving for us today. We've seen a lot of what our offensive line can do for us and what happens when they do some good blocks. But a lot of today has just been challenging. That run by Lindley, though, not his best, but it was good enough for a first. 1st and 10. Our own 20 again. Got a guy moving, and Mclaurin, who dropped it. That's a rare case for him. We've got to find a way for Mclaurin to hold on to that one. I mean, that's a crucial play that would have created a lot of space for our offense. We'll put a sprinkle in here. Nice little slam route. Moss going deep. Big hit, not enough blocking. We couldn't get that one completed. So we find ourselves now at a 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Cole Cook again trying to work across the middle. He's got his guy. Big fella Sprinkle is going to get down to the 41-yard line. We needed that play. A major 22 yards in that 3rd down conversion. We only needed 10. We got a whole lot more. Gotta love Sprinkle and what he's been doing for this offense so far this season. His 76 hold a block. Come on, Morgan Moses. As you guys saw in the draft class earlier in the video, there's so many talented position players, but man, I'm telling you, offensive line is definitely a position in need. Running back is not, though. Lindley is out here killing it despite a lackadaisical effort by his offensive line. See that shimmy, that spin move? Incredible. Talented young player. From the 40. Going right back to the young fella who's going to break a tackle, gets himself down to the 35. Under center now with 2nd and 5. 5 minutes left in the game. Sims underneath makes a whole lot of sense. He's going to get himself that 1st down, which we absolutely needed. Take some more time off the clock. 1st and 10 from the 30. Heavy box for LA. That is an incredible grab by Sprinkle, who stays in bounds, heads up play by the young fella, and he keeps the clock moving. I know the locker room joke was that Thad Moss might come in here and maul somebody, but Mr. Jeremy Sprinkle definitely did that. Up the run, up the middle. This is going to be taken down for about 3 more yards. And Thad Lindley's had a productive game today. No touchdowns for him. Hopefully we get one on this drive for him, but he's looking a little gassed at the moment. It's not on this play. I don't know if he's going to get it on this drive, and they take him down to the 4 now. Might be a little risky. McKissick's going to come into the game, but not going to go with the run here. We're going to go with the pass. It's been spicy for us. This one is tipped. Luckily, no one's going to get that one. I think the safe play is the field goal. Despite me not wanting to do it, we got to go for it here with the field goal. The 21-yarder, again, should be an easy shot for us. Pick is up. It is perfectly down the middle. It extends our lead to 14. Now the pressure's on LA. Our goal here is to get 1 sack on this drive. 1 sack will give us all the time that we need to just make sure this team can't really do much of anything. Still, Chase Young is getting locked up today, but we keep Eckler in bounds. 2-minute warnings coming up probably after this play. Staying with the passing game, Keenan Allen has been electric today. We hit him hard, but he's dropping to 48. Big thing for Keenan Allen really is just staying healthy, and because he's been healthy all year, he's over 1,000 yards a year, putting him, I think, in the top 3 so far for receivers this season. We had a guy right there, but Hunter Henry was not having any of it, and he gets a big catch for his team. LA is not out of it quite yet. They got all their timeouts. They're making some plays, and Hunter Henry is a one-man army right now. This is bad right now. Cannot love what's going on. We're literally keying in on Hunter Henry because he's been the guy that's been killing us, and this ball is going to be caught. Ronald Darby, the dude that disappoints us more often than not, is going to catch this one from the 10. He's going to take it possibly all the way back. Eckler is getting close, but it does not matter. Ronald Darby with a pick 6. Things I did not expect to say today. He's been burned on coverage time and time again, but he comes up with a monster interception. It's a game changer. So with a minute left and 3 timeouts, the Chargers are really just trying to get some points on the board to make this respectable, but we're not really having that right now. If we can stop him on this drive. Chase Young, we have wanted it all game. We finally got a sack with him. That was 3rd and 17 for the Chargers. They know that the writing's on the wall at the moment. They're going deep. That is nearly a pick, but what almost an incredible grab by Mike Williams. So we started off incredibly strong. We had some really bad turnovers in the passing game, but still we held on and we got the dub. So recap of the stats today, Cole Cook again, the 2 interceptions were not great, but we'll still take what he did today. 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, again, the 2 picks, but solid overall performance by him. On the ground, Thad Lindley had a remarkable game, 24 attempts, 130 yards. He was really the guy that helped move the chains all game long, but no touchdowns. It's a little unfortunate, but shout out to Cole Cook. 4 runs, 23 yards, and 1 touchdown. We'll take that from him every single game. On the receiving side, Austin Eckler had the most catches today with 6, ended up being tied with Keenan Allen, who also has 78 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Henry had 5. Mclaurin didn't get that threshold of what we wanted for 7 to 8 touches today, but he did have 4 grabs for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. Honestly, that's solid enough. On defense, we had 2 guys tied with 7 tackles. We had Kendall Fuller, who was guarding Keenan Allen a lot today, and we had Reuben Foster, as well as you see Ronald Darby, who honestly gets player of the game, which I didn't really expect to happen. From a sack perspective, we had 1 by Chase Young, 1 by Fabian Moreau, 1 by Jordan Brailford, and then a half a sack by Sean Dion Hamilton and Reuben Foster. Thad Lindley, his incredible performance, ended up getting himself a nice little upgrade today. So he goes into an 83 overall as we upgrade his elusive back traits again. So +1 to acceleration, awareness, ball carrier vision, and juke move. He's going to need all that considering how bad our offensive line is. Christian Norwood, one of our young rookie corners, is getting an upgrade as well. We're going to upgrade his man to man. He's not really great in any of his real categories, but he's pretty balanced across the board. So +1 to acceleration, man coverage, and play rec. Again, we need this kid to eventually come around, and we'll figure out what his dev trait is once he gets more time on the field. For now, when he has played, it's been solid. So the good news is we are going to win our game and improve to 7-6 on the season. Are we going to win the division? No, we really have no shot because the Cowboys are just that much better than us, at least right now. We have an outside shot at getting into the playoffs. A couple of dominoes fall correctly and we keep on controlling our own destiny. We have an outside shot on getting in.